Hi Aries, this is your May 2019 reading. Aries, in the month of May, we have a lot of focus on our resources. This is the time when we start creating value for our talents. This is the time when we start getting rewarded for our talents as well. In the vein of that, we have a beautiful new moon that is happening on 4th of May in the very same area. It is happening in the area of self-worth and net worth. A fresh energy is infused into our sense of self, into our material resources. This is a time when the earthly matters start progressing forward. This is a time when we initiate things that are substantial and material in nature, when we achieve solid long-term results, long-term material results of our efforts. And we start seeing certain long-term abundance coming through. There are no direct aspects to this new moon, but it is a very, very evolutionary new moon. So there are no blockages to this coming through, but it's taking time for the realization of these material resources, the information on this new energy, on this new start in our material assets, new start in our sources of income, new start in us in our ability to acquire a new asset. It will come a little bit later. When Sun is meeting Saturn around 11th of May, that is when the clarity starts emerging. And the information on that comes after that, because right now Sun is moving ahead of Mercury. So it is the time when actions are coming before the actual information and details come in. We are being asked to aim higher irrespective of the details getting filled in right now. We're being asked to proceed on the basis of faith that things are working out without getting the formal communication of it. The formal communication will follow after around 10th of May. After 9th and 10th of May, you start getting very confident in your ability to generate value. But the Taurus season now comes with a few surprises, because now Uranus is sitting in the house of our material resources. So there are certain innovative ways of making money, certain new channels of revenue that are opening up, which are different from what we have done before. Uranus is here to give us freedom in the way we want to earn money, because in the last 7 years when Uranus was in our sign, we realized that we want to do different things in our life than we have done before. It is the great awakener. It has inspired us in the ways we did not know. It has shifted our value system, because of which the material resources now hold a different value for us. We yearn for something different now. We yearn for a different kind of value system now. We yearn for a different kind of possession, different kind of asset, different kind of freedom right now. So the way these resources will come to us will be unique in nature, and there will be a few surprises that come with it. Surprises in the sense that it will be different. It will not be the exact same way, the exact same structure, and the exact same set of talents which generated value for you before. Your own sense of what you give value to is changing. You have to nurture your innovator here. Your progression, your latent talents that have come out, that is what will be used now to generate value going forward. So a little bit of flexibility is required when that information comes through to you, because you are seeking freedom, you are seeking innovation, you are seeking freedom from a fixed way of making money. When that happens, the output of it, the money of it, the way the money is generated from it, the kind of material world we become the part of, that changes. The traditional value system is not your value system anymore. This is the time when you're using your unconventional talents, unconventional ways of making money to move forward. Even if you stay in the same job, even if you have decided to stay in the same industry, the kind of talents you would be using, the way, the remuneration structure, your attachment to assets, that has changed now. And this is the first season that you are experiencing the physical manifestation of that. This is the first time when you're seeing the physical results of this shift. The fluctuation in income, The individuality being favored to generate value, not being part of a rat race anymore, being part of a unique set of people who will create unconventional business ideas. Even if you're working in the same company, the ideas you will be generating now, they have originality written all over it. Working on different kind of hours altogether from 9 to 5. This is a time when we start investing as well in a different way. Inhibition to this innate resistance we all have to let our talents be free and being shown out. That lack of faith has gone. This is a time when our confidence is completely unplugged. We are liberated from unsuitable ways of making money, which are no more part of our future existence. We are waking up to our own personal resources here, our own gifts. Consider whether that is material, or it is emotional, or it is your talent. But there is a huge shift which is coming here. And you might have got the hint of that last month as well. In fact, you have been working on this for some time, because our ruler Mars was there around February and March. So we have been working on this. This is not so much that we did not know this is coming. We knew this coming. We asked for this. Now we are seeing the benefit of it. This is freeing in nature. Our security houses are being freed. But at the same time, in the month of Taurus, in the season of Taurus, we create things for long run. So the methodology of it, the processes of it will get set up as well. But more of that comes after 6th of May, when Mercury, the planet of intelligent thinking and information, goes and moves into our house of money as well. So after 6th of May is when you start getting the details, specifically after 10th or 11th of May. This is a degree of evolution. This is where we go with tenacity, with determination, with persistency to demand something better for us. We press forward despite the internal and external resistance. We decide that we deserve more and we get more. We are taking small, many steps for a tidal shift here. We're crawling out of a stagnant situation. This is a beautiful, beautiful evolutionary new moon and a sea change that is happening. And on 5th of May, when Mars and Jupiter are meeting each other, you will just get it. This is like you just understand how to proceed forward. It could be through a conversation with somebody. It could be through listening to somebody who is different from you. It could be the higher knowledge you receive. It could be through you interacting with somebody in your immediate environment. There is a conversation that lends to itself and offers clarity to you from around 5th, 6th or 7th of May. You just know in your heart and your soul how to move forward. But at the same time, you also know that our desired action would require change from previously. This is the time when our confidence is amped up. We exactly know how to go about things. But at the same time, we know in this moment that the way we are going about it, our actions require change. The way we act, our self-expression, will require a little bit of shift to get what we want. But we will go further than we have ever gone before. This is specifically true if you have planets around 23 degree of Aries. So if you're born around 13th to 14th of April, I would suggest you to watch your actions, especially around 5th or 6th of May. That day is a little bit of high on energy. But there is a breakthrough on that day, which is happening. And we'll see a little bit of volatility, possibly in the world events as well, between 6th to 8th of May. A lot of information, a lot of gossips will be doing rounds. So a little bit of tapering down of that energy, taking it into stride, trying a little bit less forceful. In the season of Taurus, we attract abundance. Abundance comes to us because we have put in the work, and now is the time when things get attracted and they come to us because we deserve it. So attraction is in action right now versus the force. We get we are in the stage of bloom. We are in the stage where the flowers bloom into their full glory. The shift that you would also see at the start of the month, and that is not a short term transit, is that Saturn and South Node are meeting together in a house of authority, in a house of career. I spoke about it briefly last month as well. This is the first time that is happening ever in our lifetime that Saturn, South Node, and Pluto, they're sitting together in a house of career. As I mentioned before, this is where we pioneer the way we are as an authority figure in our life. And this is where we pioneer how we handle career as well. You and I'm an Aries, I'm a Aries sun and moon as well. We are working step by step very, very hard on our career. We are trying to create a different kind of career, having a different kind of public success, having a different kind of image being created. We are shifting ourselves. Usually this happens when we shift our career. So we are working hard on doing that, following the steps, doing the solid and the strong underlying effort that is required. We are almost feeling obsessed at this stage. Pluto makes us obsessed about what we are doing, because you have to be obsessed to be able to deliver something that you have never delivered before, that nobody else has ever delivered before. You're trying to pioneer something. So there is unimaginable amount of inner strength that is getting accumulated to deliver that. But what happens at the start of the month is that Ketu joins Saturn. When Ketu joins Saturn, we hit a wall. An old regulation, an old rule, an old way of handling authority figure comes into picture, which tells us that our leadership style, or our way of handling an authority figure, or our way of handling our career needs to change. Certain rules and boundaries of engagement of the past, they're not serving us well. They're not giving us our fair share. We are shown to some extent, if I can call it, errors of our way. Certain past patterns, they are repeated. Power or authority issues at work are experienced that you might have seen before, and you would be experiencing, in my view, that already. You are fully aware of that right now. What is the wall you're hitting right now? You're fully aware of it. This could be in form of lack of support from an authority figure, lack of progress on something that you initiated because of a rule or a boundary, or people in your surrounding that are not letting you move forward. This could be our own upbringing that is holding us back. It could be our own family values which is holding us back. But where we are losing our soul in this rat race is the question here, because the key to success when North Node is in Cancer is to go towards our own self-care. Create healthy boundaries between you and the authority figures and the people at work or your career to take care of you. This is the time when we have to behave differently than we have before. Our reactions. So Ketu brings past in front of us to handle, and it says, okay, now you know better. You know your strengths better. You know what you can do better. I've given you a new gift, a new vision here. You know better than before what to do. How would you react differently this time? Because we are being asked to become the best version of ourselves as an authority figure of our life. We are being asked to shed the old attitudes, the old habits, the old ways of progressing forward. We already have this. South Node is where we know we are going to get it. But how do we get it? What is the modus operandi being followed over here is what we are being taught the lesson on. We are being taught the lesson in patience. We are being taught the lessons in leaving our old limitations behind, creating healthy boundaries between work and our personal life, shielding our soul, shielding our inner life. This is where we're being asked, if you feel that progress is not being made in your outer world, create a little bit of detachment from it right now. Hold it loosely. Hold it not so tightly, especially the outcome of it. It's not about not doing the work, not doing the discipline. It's about dropping the armor a little bit. Because here we're being asked that what is yours will come to you. You are being asked to trust that. You're being asked to have belief in your vision. and progress more towards your North Node. North Node is in our home and family sector. We are being asked to take care of our personal life, our inner life, our soul. What nurtures you? Take care of that right now. What we need to go after, which will serve us well in our outer world, is nurturing ourselves, taking care of you. The old career, the old way of handling authority figures, holding it tightly, is not going to make you feel secure right now. It will not progress forward. It is like when we try to hold something too tightly, the pressure increases, and instead of that manifesting, it becomes an issue. So we are being asked to release the pressure a little bit here. It is not so much about being in the limelight right now. It is about detachment from the outward achievement, because your sense of achievement itself is changing. Your definition of success itself is changing. It is not about having a big house. It is not about having a big title. It is not about doing the work in line with certain old rules and authorities and making other people happy. It is not about that. That is not your definition of success anymore. That has been shown to you. And I know this is not a popular way of looking at life. I'm not saying that material resources will not come to us, but that is not where our real success is anymore. Old ways stop working when we know that our ways have to change. The whole goalpost has changed here. So when that happens, there's work required beyond the work that we have been doing. And this work is an inner world. You already are putting in work in the work. So you're already doing the step-by-step progression. You're already doing that. Now it is the time to move away from that and focus. When you're feeling that things are not progressing that much, focus on you, your health, your family, your well-being, your needs, your security. You come first right now, not your work, not the public acceptance of you, not the authority approval of you, not how it looks like to the others. We are the manager, we are the builder, we are the people who lead things. We are born self-starters. You know who you are. There is no need for somebody else to know that. Now you need to be free to be who you are. So the freedom is sought more than the regulation and the rule. The authority approval, the organizational approval is not in your soul the important thing anymore. It's the time to move away from the outer world, from the public identity, and opening up and dropping our armor to our home, family. This is the time for maternal energy. And I know, again, as I said, this is not weakness, this is strength. This is finding strength and finding the feminine energy within ourselves, that the nurturer within ourselves. Nourish your private life. Nourish you, nurture you right now. Take care of yourself. You've got this. The career thing will come through as soon as you start taking care of yourself. We do not have control over the outcomes of that right now. So we are being taught the lesson in detachment to some extent. We are being taught the lesson in patience to some extent, which does not mean things will not come, but we are being tested on those things. So loosen the grip a little bit there. Create fresh boundaries, healthy boundaries at work, so the power dynamics never get tilted in a way to compromise your home, your family, your health, and your physical well-being. If you feel you're stuck at work, I've spoken about it in the other as well. Spend time with your parents, nest a little bit, spend time as a parent. Do whatever fulfills your soul. Read the old texts of your tradition. Share joyful moments at home. True emotional fulfillment will get you there. Start moving towards the joy, and the material reality will follow right now. Engage in your real life. This goes against our very grain. We are work alcoholics. I'm sorry, I have to say it. This is like a AA meeting of the work addicts called Aries. It's just how it is. This is everything you thought you were looking for, but we are looking for that in the wrong places. So if you hit a wall right now, I honestly, from my perspective, if it helps one person, it will fulfill my purpose of doing this. This is exactly where we need to loosen the grip over there, and the help, the support, the love, the vulnerability is the key to success right now. It's what we need, and it's going to take you places. This is where the axis of destiny meets the lord of karma. So it's a karmic destiny to bring our heart out, to bring our vulnerability out right now. And in the season of Taurus, when the material resources are the focus, but no more, right? Because Uranus is there, so we have shifted what material resources mean, what value system we hold close. So the assets may not make you happy anymore. A different kind of indulgence will make you happy in this season. And if you, especially if you're an early degree Aries, you're a March born Aries, you'll find a very different value system right now. You'll find a completely new way of making money, especially around 4 degree of Aries. This is a life-changing transit in that sense. So we get these keen insights at the start of the month of how to move away from this wall, but it takes time. As I mentioned, the heart and the mind are moving behind our actions. Our heart will catch up to it around 7th or 8th of May, and you just get it. You just get it. There is a keen realization, almost a surprising realization that happens around 6th, 7th, 8th of May. Within your mind, it's happening at 4 degree of Taurus, which is known as a discovery of mystery, making sense of things. New information comes to light. On what do you value? And then you move in that direction. This is very, very optimistic and very, very fortunate from your both your material life as well as your emotional life perspective. And on 9th of May, when we have Venus and Jupiter together, this is like positivity is flowing through. You're getting higher guidance. You feel it in your bones that things are working out. That is the time around 9th of May when we start progressing forward without any doubt in our mind. That is when we just get it. Our inspiration is supporting us. The outer support is also starting to come through. We feel very passionate at the time to go ahead for what we truly want in the way we want. We know the modus operandi by now. This is a grand fire trine which is getting created around 10th or 11th of May, which is happening in the house of life for us. This is the fire trine creates future related events. You do the activities that serve you in the future, and this is happening with Venus, Moon, Jupiter. Emotionally you feel ready. And then on 10th to 13th of May we start finding the grounding support, the actual physical manifestation of it. On 11th of May, we have Sun and Saturn meeting together. That is when the support, the recognition for past work comes through financially from an authority figure. And we get some amount of appreciation, ease in taking on responsibility comes through. When we hold the career house lightly, the responsibility becomes joy. And you feel it around 13th of May when we have some very good interaction, business interaction, empowering business interaction on 13th or 14th of May. That time from about 9th to 14th of May is excellent for business, which is especially true if you have planets between 19 degree to 23 degree of Aries. So if you are you're an Aries sun born between 9th to 14th of April, especially around 14th of April, you'll just get it. You'll just get it that things, you get this conviction, the confidence within you, the desire to go beyond your limits because you've seen the end. You know how to get it. There's a keen insight that comes through for the changes. There's an empowerment that comes through. There's a desire to go beyond your current situation, and you know how to handle it. The only thing to remember right now is to stay grounded, because in the season of Taurus, we cannot be successful without maintaining the grounding. This is an earth sign. It's different from us. This is a new skill set we are learning. Of patience, of grounding, of letting things take their course, of attracting abundance towards us instead of seeking it. And around 14th of May, when we have Venus and Mars together, it's just the communication and the discussion with the co-workers and the ease in your immediate environment is very, very palpable. Then on 15th of May, we have Venus move into Taurus. That's the time when financial abundance grows further. Venus is very happy in Taurus, and it brings about confidence. It brings about finances. It brings about artistic and good quality assets towards us, long-term assets towards us. This is the time when we start investing in high quality things. Good investment ideas start coming through for us to grow our abundance. And we see some inspirational ideas come around 15th of May on how to grow our abundance. That is the time when Mars will move into Cancer. It becomes important to watch our emotions after 15th of May. 15th of May, when Mars moves into Cancer, our ruler starts squaring us. So we are very charged up to take action, but a lot of actions will be driven by emotions. We'll see that in the world events as well. There is a little bit of volatility expected around that time in the world events. There's some surprising information that could come around 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th or 9th of May, which could destabilize a little bit of world events, and we'll see more of that in June. So at this point in time, we have to do our part of rising above the emotion, maintaining the grounding and moving forward towards the end goal that we have seen. Between 16th to 18th of May, that's the time when you start putting things to paper. If there is a new financial contract that has come through, or there is a discussion, a deal discussion, or asking for more value or rate increase, anything related to monetary things that you've been working on, or you're purchasing an assets, now between 16th to 18th of May is when we put them to paper. Practical thinking, structured, disciplined thinking kicks in. Business meetings go well. Deeper insights come through. Research, investigation results and positive results at the time, and the earthly matters move forward in a very, very positive manner. Again, specifically for 19 to 23 degree, but it's true for all of us because these are faster moving planets. 19 to 23 degree, or if you're born between 9th to 14th of April, they are most benefited right now. Then on 18th of May, Venus is meeting Uranus. There might be a financial or a personal intimacy related matter that comes to light, and there is a little bit of excitement required there. Maybe we need to shake things up in the personal life a little bit. Maybe the women in your life, if you're a male figure, they demand a little bit more attention. This would be the time I would suggest to not specifically on 18th of May, it's not a good time to change your looks, go for any hairstyle changes. They might come out really bizarre. This is a little bit of wild card energy in personal matters on 18th of May. And 18th of May is also when we have a full moon, which is happening in our 8th house. This is a very different full moon compared to the energy at the start of the month. This is when we know what's happening. This is when we realize fully. We have powerful insights, deeper insights. We are seeing beyond what we did before. So earlier, as I mentioned in the early part of the video, at the start of the month, we are going in blind a little bit because our things are happening, but full information is not yet there. 18th of May full moon is where deeper insights beyond us are received. We know fully well where we're going, and this is happening again in the house of proceeds of partnership, financial partnerships, relationships with people. What is the balance between you versus the other? So the debt obligations are settled here. This is a death rebirth kind of an energy. You are completely being reborn with this. This is a very, very power infusing full moon. It will feel like a part of us is being left behind and a new part of us is moving forward. This is a karmic payoff which is happening, and if the karma is owed to you, you get payment back. There might be some endings as well, because some people, some things are not part of our karma going forward. This is not a material full moon. This is a soul full moon. We feel it very deeply at an emotional level. There is a truth, there is a rawness which is getting here, which is felt here. Soul is felt here. We feel that it's not about the outer show anymore, and spiritual and soul is what we want, and our core feels the healing coming through. There will be certain financial endings that might come with it. There might be certain financial surprises which come with it. These financial surprises are not the regular income. These are the money that we get from other sources, taxes, commissions, business joint ventures that we have with people, and they owe us money or we owe them money. This is a debt settlement, and it is not a light debt settlement. This is a heavy full moon. Scorpio full moons are felt at a soul level. These are soul contracts that are getting over. These are soul contracts that are magically happening and getting over. The king of the fairies bends affectionately over a sleeping figure of Puck and sprinkles them with pixie dust. This is about higher intuition beyond us coming through that a chapter of our life is ended. We are receiving insights from higher realms here. This is a degree of Stanley Kubrick. It's fantastical. It is beyond reality. We at this stage also demand what we truly want. Demand in the sense, again, in right now it's essentially we realizing what we want, and we do not accept anything less than that, both financially as well as in our intimacy area. This is very personal in nature. This is very much about intimacy and depth in our relationship. So if there are partnerships which do not serve us in the way we want them, this is the time when we go through a debt rebirth of our partnerships in a deeper sense. So there might be certain karmic endings. We do not want unhealthy in our life anymore. So unhealthy attachments are given off, unhealthy foods are given off, unhealthy financial obligations are given off. This is a detox, a rebirth which is happening of our life inside out. And after this, we restart a healthier life. And you'll feel that right off the bat, after 19th and 20th, when moon is meeting Sagittarius, you'll feel sure about what you're doing. The dark night of the soul is over and we are regenerated out of it. On 21st of May, we have Sun and Mercury both moving into our fellow Gemini sign, which makes a positive aspect with us. It's all about being out and about after that. After the heavy lifting, you're ready to release and move forward and interact more authentically with the right set of people. When Sun and Mercury both are in Gemini, communication takes over, interaction with people takes over, short trips take over, adventure takes over, our sense of wanting to merge with other people in, and this is not depth, this is just having fun. The frolic takes over. And God knows we can do with that. So from 21st to 23rd, you feel an emotional release. You're ready to go for it. 22nd of May, when Mars meets Uranus, you start working on future. You start working on building your future. So this new financial resource that you need to work on, new way of making money that you need to work on, you start putting the actions required for it. And there is a healing that comes from this. Healing of your belief in your individual identity. The actions that you're doing right now, they are releasing an old hurt of self-identity. The results you will be seeing, they will heal you inside out, because there is a identity wound that is created in our confidence in who we are as a unique identity. That is healed. Talking with your immediate environment will help. Talking to your sibling will help. Talking to people in your immediate surrounding who will support you, which will help you move forward, that will help. And make use of that right now. One thing to watch out for at the end of the month, on 29th of May, we have Mercury and Neptune meeting each other in a hard aspect. This is the time when gossips will do a second round. And this could reach our personal life. So be a little bit careful of what you're being told, especially commercially. Fibs will be there. This is people believing truly what they're saying and talking about it passionately, but not having the goods to back it up. So be careful if a commercial proposition is presented to you between 28th of May towards the end of May essentially. especially 28th of May, especially if you have planets around 18th degree of Aries, or if you're born around 8th of April. Be a little bit careful of a commercial proposition being proposed to you. Be careful of your communication devices as well. Phone drops into water, or gets lost these days. Water doesn't spoil phone anymore, but yeah, something like that. There's communication device, water in the car or something. There's water damage to communication devices which is possible, like a laptop or a phone, which we need to be careful from 28th of May towards end, as well as certain false information. Communication is compromised at this time, but creativity is heightened. So use this time for creativity, for highest inspiration, for getting ideas which are fantastical in nature, but do not believe in other people's fantastical ideas during this time. That's what I'm trying to say. But we have a beautiful ending. We end this month high on confidence. We end this month with a belief in what we are trying to do. There will be certain surprises and endings which will come this month, but they are a karma burn off. We are burning off our karma with certain part of our life, and something has to be lovingly released as a result of that. So good luck for this month, Aries, and I'll see you in June now. Thank you.